All right, let's talk about it. We're going to break down the smartest, most effective way to handle those draining, difficult people in your life. And here's a hint. It's not about fighting them. It's about rising above them with the kind of strength and clarity you didn't even know you had. You know that feeling, right? You have one conversation and suddenly you feel exhausted, confused, maybe even questioning yourself. It's like you've been pulled into this big, swirling storm that isn't even yours to begin with. If that sounds familiar, trust me, you're in exactly the right place. And this right here, this really gets to the heart of it. It's not usually some big, dramatic explosion. It's more like a slow leak, a steady erosion of your peace and your self-esteem. They might even act like they care, but really, they're just collecting your insecurities to use against you later. And that's why we absolutely need a new strategy. So let's get to the core idea that honestly changes everything. It's this powerful, simple principle that completely shifts the balance of power back to you. And it has nothing to do with winning an argument. Think about this for a second. Imagine all that anger, all that blame, or that disrespect they're throwing at you. Imagine it's a gift they're trying to hand you. Now, here's the key. You are under zero obligation to accept it. You can just not take it. And if you refuse it, well, it stays right there with the person who tried to give it to you. You don't have to carry what isn't yours. Okay, so our first strategy has to start from the inside out. Before you can even think about managing all that external chaos, you have to get your own internal state right. This is all about building a mental fortress, protecting your own peace by controlling the one thing you actually can, yourself. And it really all comes down to this one crucial difference. Toxic people, they live for a reaction. That's their fuel. Your emotional engagement, your anger, it just validates their whole drama. But when you choose to respond instead, with calm, with clarity, you starve them of that fuel. You take back all the power, you stay in control, and suddenly their behavior looks exactly like what it is: immature. So, how do we actually do this? Well, first, you practice staying emotionally unavailable to their negativity. This isn't about being a cold person. It's about deciding not to offer up your emotions to fuel their fire. You can learn to observe their patterns without absorbing the toxicity. Just let it roll off you, like rain on a window. And you can detach without feeling guilty about it because you're just protecting your peace. And you know what? You can let their behavior be a lesson, a masterclass in who you don't want to become. So once your mind is fortified, it's time to manage your environment. And that brings us to our second strategy: drawing your lines. This is about taking clear external actions. Think of them not as walls to keep people out, but as clear markers to keep your peace safe and sound. Setting a boundary is so much simpler than we make it out to be. First, just state your limit. Clearly, calmly. I'm not going to discuss this with you. That's it. Now, the most important part is step 2. Do not explain or justify. Why? Because the second you start explaining, you give them an opening to argue, to poke holes, and to pull you right back into the drama. And finally, just disengage, walk away, change the subject, end the call. It's that simple. So here's what that looks like day to day. You stop playing into their version of reality, the one where they're always the victim. And remember this simple rule. Okay, if they gossip to you, they will 100% gossip about you. So stop sharing your secrets. Focus your energy on solutions, not just circling the drain of their problems. And please, know that walking away doesn't mean you lost. It means you were wise enough to choose peace. And all of this brings us to the ultimate goal, to the real victory. It's a complete shift in how you think about winning in these situations, because it has absolutely nothing to do with proving them wrong or finally getting that apology you'll probably never get. This, right here, is the final takeaway. You don't win by getting down in the mud and wrestling with them. Smart people don't waste precious energy trying to expose toxic behavior. They just outgrow it. They evolve past it. When you are so deeply rooted in your own peace and self-respect, their chaos literally can't touch you anymore. That is the true win. So I'll leave you with this question. After everything we've talked about, what is one single thing you will do this week to protect your own peace? Are you going to refuse a gift of negativity that someone tries to hand you? Or maybe you'll just draw one clear boundary. Whatever it is, just remember, the power is and always has been in your hands.